So you're thinking about moving to Spain, but you're not sure if you have the funds to do it. On this channel, I'm going to be dedicated to making sure that I give you guys all the information that you need to know to make your move to Spain so much easier. My name is Danielle. I live in Spain. I currently live in Madrid. I've been here for about 2 years. I pretty much just sold my car and came down here to Spain. I have a lot of information and I'm going to share some tips for you guys and some valuable information that's going to help you guys out. On this channel, it's going to be dedicated. It's not going to be very edited, as you can tell. I have my notepad, I got some notes, so make sure you get a pen and some notes, and I'm just going to give you guys some really valuable information. We're going to touch base on some of the costs in different regions of Spain and just compare it from the US and UK. Welcome to my channel and let's get started. Okay, so in Spain, getting a 1-bedroom apartment in the center of the city can range from $700 to about $1,500, $1,600. You can imagine like living in California or New York, getting a place in the center, how the difference with the pricing is with that. That's something to look at when you're thinking about moving to Spain, because you can live in the center of the city and have a nice view, be around all the action, and the prices that you'll be paying are around $700 to I'd say like maybe $1,800 max. So I currently live in Madrid, which Madrid is considered one of the more expensive cities in Spain. Madrid and Barcelona, they're pretty much the more expensive cities here. So it depends on where you live, but some people are surprised when they decide to come to Madrid and Barcelona and they're like, Spain's a little bit more expensive than I thought. Yeah, that's something to definitely be aware of if that's one of the locations that you want to live. Now I'm going to do a deep dive on that soon. I'm going to do some more videos on Madrid and Barcelona and give you guys like a lot of information and go more into like how much everything is priced at and everything like that. This is something that I noticed when I came to Spain pretty early on, is that the apartments are a lot smaller than the ones in the States. So even though it may be more affordable, Spanish apartments tend to be kind of small, very nice, but kind of small. So that's something you should be aware of when you're thinking about moving to Spain, that the space between the apartments are a little smaller compared to the ones in the US. Of course, that's not the case for all areas. Like Madrid apartments are a little bit bigger, and some parts of Barcelona, but again, just be prepared for that when you decide to come here. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the utilities and the internet and mobile phone. So for utilities, it usually ranges from $120 to $160 a month. And then if you're looking to get like internet in your house or for your mobile phone, it usually ranges from, I believe, $30 to around $60 a month, which is obviously a lot more affordable than the States. So these are all like really key things to pay attention to when you're deciding to make that move here. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the groceries and the food in Spain as far as the prices. So Spain is known for being about 30% cheaper than the food in the US. Now, one thing that I always tell people, so make sure to pay attention here, is that in the bigger cities, especially in the center, it can be a little bit more expensive. So if you're like going out to eat and you're looking for a good place to eat, if you go in the center, you're going to find higher prices. Some of them are comparable to, like the restaurants are comparable to the ones in the United States. So be aware of that. However, if you go outside of the center of like Madrid and Barcelona, you'll find like more affordable places to eat. So I've had friends that have come down here and they're just like, oh wow, it's a little bit more expensive than I thought. And so yeah, you're gonna run into that when you run into like the tourist areas and everything like that. It's gonna be a little bit more expensive. But if you stay outside of the center, you can find more affordable prices. But like I said, in general, Spain is about 30% cheaper than the US when it comes to food. And if you're trying to save money in Spain, the best thing that I recommend to do is get an apartment outside of the center. If you do that, you'll find more affordable prices. You can get like 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms for like really good prices. So this is that list for people who want to live in the center and be where everything is happening, and you can easily save money by just going a little bit outside of the center. Also, another way to save money is make sure to use the public transportation and make sure you use the public health insurance as well, which I think the public health insurance here in Spain is really good. Okay, so now we're going to talk about healthcare. As a person who lives here, I have to say this has been the best thing that I love about Spain is the healthcare. It's very affordable. You can get private and public, and I've experienced both, and they both have been great to me. They've been absolutely great. The hospitals are clean. You can usually get in pretty quickly. You get in and out. The people are super friendly. So yes, compared to the US, and I haven't lived in the UK, but compared to the US, the healthcare here is so much better. So I believe this is, if you're thinking about moving to Spain, it's a good motivating factor. Reason why you should come here is because of that. So is Spain a lot more affordable? Yes, especially when it comes to the utilities and the housing and the food and everything like that. But I always tell people to be aware of is the taxes. The taxes are pretty high. You do have to pay a lot, and then also the salaries here in Spain are obviously a lot lower. But yeah, I believe Spain has so much to offer here, and it's definitely worth it in my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos, so make sure to be kind and subscribe. I'm dedicating this channel to just giving people information to just make them like less stressed about making that move to Spain. Yeah, hopefully you like this video, and hopefully I will see you guys soon. Make sure to check out my video on visas coming up next.